Hello and welcome to Creating Inner Beauty. Today we're going to be talking all about intuition, what it is, and some important tips for activating and awakening your intuition so that you can stay connected to it and allow it to lead you in creating a life that feels aligned and wonderful for you. If you don't know me, I'm Liz, and I'm an intuitive coach and healer for conscious women, and my work is focused all about helping women heal their blocks, step into their power and unique gifts, and create soul-aligned lives that they love. And so intuition is a big topic for me and a big topic for my clients. And I want to just do a little primer, a little overview around what intuition is, like I said, what are intuitive senses, and some ways we can really focus on activating them and using our intuition in our daily lives. So before I started filming this video, I was thinking about, how can I define intuition? And this is what I came up with. For me, intuition is your sense and knowing of what is right and aligned for you, a way of accessing inner guidance and wisdom, as well as guidance and wisdom from the divine. So your intuition is your general sense of that. And then your intuition speaks to you through your various intuitive senses. So everybody's going to have a different way that their intuition speaks to them. And everybody has all of the intuitive senses, but people tend to be stronger in one or two of them than others. And so knowing which intuitive senses your intuition really talks to you through is incredibly important. And then you can also work on strengthening the ones that are maybe a little less strong for you, so you have the whole range of intuition and intuitive senses to connect to help guide you in your life. So let's talk a little bit about those intuitive senses. There are actually 8 intuitive senses, but I'm going to focus on the major 4 that people usually have and are strongest. We have our clairvoyance, which is, we can call it intuitive seeing. This is governed by your third eye, which is located here in between your eyebrows, and is all about receiving our intuitive information, our knowing, our guidance about what is right and aligned for us through more visual and vision type of information. So if you're strong in clairvoyance and if your intuitive seeing is strong, you may really see colors when your eyes are closed. You may receive visions or see symbols in your third eye. So when your eyes are closed and you're kind of looking at the screen in your mind, there may be, you may see things visually there. You may also be drawn quite a bit to seeing visual signs. You may notice words out in the world. You may see animals or butterflies or other things that you perceive through your sense of sight that all of a sudden are intuitive messages for you. And you may be really sensitive and attuned to things like art, color. You may see chakras, you may see auras, that type of thing. So your intuitive information tends to come to you in very visual or visual related ways. Okay, so your next intuitive sense is clairaudience, and also can be known, that's through the ear chakras, also can be known as intuitive hearing. And this is when your intuitive information comes to you in an auditory way. Now, that can be outside things you hear. So that can be things like hearing a song on the radio that you feel has a special intuitive message for you. That may be all of a sudden tuning into a little bit of a conversation that people are having that all of a sudden answers a question that you had. But it can also be hearing what sounds like your own inner voice inside of your head that has a bit of wisdom, information, or messages for you. This is often how I personally receive my intuitive information, particularly when I'm doing a tarot reading, oracle card reading, any kind of intuitive reading. I will hear in my own voice, within my own head, intuitive information, but I hear words, I hear phrases. You may find that your intuitive knowledge comes to you that way as well. Now, your third intuitive sense may be Clairsentience, which is also known as intuitive feeling. This is often what you have if you identify as an empath. And this is when you get intuitive information through emotions, through all of a sudden having a feeling and recognizing that it's not necessarily your emotion. It is that you're tuning into the emotion of someone else or to a situation. You may also very much get gut feelings, like if you have intuitive feeling, if you're a clairsentient, you may get gut feelings about things that are right for you or wrong for you, or that feel up like a positive opportunity or dangerous. You really feel things through your gut. You may also, if you have intuitive feeling as a strong sense for you, you may feel other people's physical ailments. Like if you are around someone who has a headache, you may all of a sudden find yourself having a headache. You may, if someone has like a pain somewhere in their body, you may kind of intuitively feel where it is in your body. So as I was saying, intuitive feeling clairsentience is receiving information through bodily, physical type of ways or emotional type of ways. And then lastly, you may have claircognizance, which is intuitive knowing. Now, this tends to be a type of intuition or an intuitive sense where all of a sudden information just drops in for you. You get a download about something. You just automatically or all of a sudden know the answer to a question or what's going on in a certain situation. It pops into your head. You just all of a sudden get that information dropped into your intuitive senses. So that for me, for example, will also happen in an energy healing or a reading. All of a sudden, I will just have a flash of insight around what is going on for someone or in a situation. And that is that claircognitive sense dropping in. So in order to really start understanding and listening to your intuition, you have to get a sense of what are the ways that are strongest for you and begin to trust that. I found that in my own journey, one of the things that was the most challenging was that the intuitive senses that are strongest for me, which tend to be intuitive feeling, that clairsentience, and intuitive knowing, are less talked about than clairvoyance and clairaudience, so hearing things and seeing things. So it really took me a long time to recognize that this was the way that I was perceiving my intuitive information, and it took me a longer time to trust it. So I really just want to normalize. You may have any of these four intuitive senses in any combination. Some may be stronger than others. So whatever you feel like your strongest intuitive senses are, do trust that. And I find that it helps to really start to keep an intuitive journal. And I talked all about that in my weekly newsletter this past week, keeping an intuitive journal. So if you're interested in receiving my newsletter and hearing more about these type of topics, I'm going to leave a link to it down below in the description box. But in my newsletter, I was talking about the helpfulness of setting aside a time each day where you just free write and ask for intuitive wisdom to come to you, and then just write about any feelings you get, thoughts you get, memories, visions, symbols, anything your eyes are drawn to, and you just start keeping track of that. And then throughout the day, anytime you get what you feel like is a sense of intuitive insight, write it down. Write what it was, how it came through to you. Was it clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance? And then what came of it? Like what happened afterward? What do you associate to it? What message did you feel like it had for your life? And as you start to keep a record of those things and you look back and start to find themes and patterns, you will see which of your intuitive senses are strongest for you. So that's a really great technique to use. I also have a whole module in my Heal and Align video course that talks all about intuition and tuning into it. And I have a quiz in there that will help you identify which of your intuitive gifts is strongest. So if you're interested in exploring that and going and having me guide you a little bit more on your healing journey, I will also leave a link to that down below. And now let's talk a little bit about what are some important things to consider in activating and tuning into your intuition. The first thing is that I found is that it's really important to have a clear energy field to tap into your own intuition. And the reason for this is that it's really hard to tune into your own energy and understand how you receive and feel intuitive information if your energy field is cluttered with other people's energy, if the chakras that govern your intuition are kind of congested or blocked or shut down. It's really hard to perceive your intuitive information. So the first thing to really start to focus on if you want to activate and awaken your intuition is getting a really good energy clearing and chakra balancing practice going. So I find it helpful to have a routine you do every morning to clear and ground your energy, and to have practices that you can go to, meditations and rituals that you can use to help clear your energy field every time you kind of feel like you might be blocked or unbalanced. Now I have a whole free 7 days worth of morning rituals you can use to clear and balance and align your energy, as well as help you set intentions for your day that you can access, where I guide you through a video each day for 7 days as to how to do this energy clearing process. And I'll leave a link down below for you if you'd like to access that and have that for your own. It's totally free to download. And once you start doing that on a regular basis, you're going to feel the shift in your energy. You're going to start to learn what your energy feels like where it's clear, so that you can really perceive that intuitive information coming to you. Now, my second tip for activating your intuition is to really work on trusting and acting on your intuitive nudges. A lot of times what happens is that we receive intuitive information and then we kind of like question it and be like, was that really a sign? Was that really a message? Did I perceive that correctly? And we sort of either nudge it away or don't act on it and just, kind of tell ourselves, oh, I'll wait till I get a stronger sign, or I'll wait till I'm really sure. And what I'll say is, I know it's very challenging, but if you take those small leaps of faith and trust those intuitive nudges, like if you get a nudge to go somewhere on a particular day, do it. Go for it. When you do and you see what unfolds, you will start to get into the habit of trusting it more and more, and you will receive more and more intuitive nudges. And that's partially comes from you trusting yourself more, so you just kind of follow through with it more. It also comes from the fact that you're letting the universe know, letting your guides know that you're willing to embark on this process with them and you're open to an intuitive information, so that they will begin sending you more of that. And then my third tip for trusting your intuition is to really get into the habit of doing practices that are intuition based. So that includes that intuitive journal. You might also want to do what we call automatic writing, which is kind of just setting the intention that you're going to free write and open up to any guidance from your spirit guides and your higher self, and write out what comes through to you. You might also want to begin a practice where you use oracle cards or other intuitive spiritual tools. The more you do that kind of activity, the stronger your intuition is going to get. And why is this all important? Well, it's because your intuition is the way that your soul will guide you to the opportunities, the experiences that are right for you and that are going to help you create and manifest what it is that you want to experience in your life. So the more you can have that clear energy field, trust your intuition, understand how it's speaking to you, the more you're going to be easily guided on your path and journey to the life that is right for you. Now, in just a few days, I'm going to be hosting a live energy clearing and activation to help you activate your intuition in my free Facebook group, the Empathic Goddess Haven. So if you'd like to join me for that on Thursday, April 11th, 2024 at 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time, please feel free to join the group. Just request access and I'll put the link down below. And if you're watching this video past that date, go ahead and request to join anyway. The replay will be in there. You can listen to the energy clearing and activation. It will be just as powerful, just as potent for you. And I hope it will support you on your journey of opening, awakening, and activating your intuition. I'll see you next time.